and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be recording a video about my tummy tuck journey. So I made a video a few months ago talking about my loose skin situation in my stomach area and my legs and stuff like that after losing 90 pounds. It's pretty bad, and decided at that point that I wasn't going to get a tummy tuck because I was too scared of the risks, going under and all of that. I was just terrified, and so I didn't want to do it. I have since then made the decision that I am going to do it. So I had this whole craziness of trying to find a surgeon. I've met with like 4 total surgeons, and somehow it just wasn't happening. But thankfully, I finally did find a local surgeon in my area who's really, really good. And so I'm going to be getting my surgery on February 18th, 2019. I'm going to be getting a tummy tuck, abdominal muscle repair, and breast augmentation and a breast lift. So I asked my Instagram family, I don't know if you guys follow me on there, but that's where I'm mainly at. I asked them to submit some questions about the whole tummy tuck process and everything like that, and they submitted a lot of questions. So I'm going to be answering those questions today to kind of just cover everything for everybody. I know there's a lot of people who are interested in getting a tummy tuck at some point as well, so I figured I would just answer all the questions now. I know I had a lot of questions. I tried watching some YouTube videos and I couldn't get all the answers that I was looking for. So I'm going to try to be as open and transparent with you guys and hold nothing back. If I miss anything, just make sure to leave them in the comments below and I will try to answer them there. The first question is, how long is the recovery? So the recovery is about 6 total weeks. That's the time that I am putting out for it. I know that most people are able to start resuming a normal life after about 2 weeks. So I'm taking 6 weeks, but hoping for a 2 to 3 week once I can start walking around and doing things normally again. The next question is, will drains be put in afterwards? Yes, I'm going to have drains. I don't know exactly how many drains. I guess that's something I could have asked the doctor before making this video. Yes, there's going to be drains. Are you excited? Yes, I'm very, very, very excited. I've been living with my loose skin that absolutely just tears me apart mentally. After losing so much weight, I think you expect to have a body that you feel confident in and that you love, but I feel fine in clothes until I take my clothes off, and that's where I have my issues. I've shown you guys before how bad my loose skin is. Obviously, you can't tell just from watching a video like this, but in my lower stomach region, it's really bad. So especially when I'm taking baths or showers, which happens every day, you're faced with looking at the damage that you did to your body and having to live with it for the rest of your life. Of course, having a tummy tuck is not going to completely rid the problem, as it's going to leave a pretty bad scar, but it will at least help with the amount of hanging skin. What advice would you give someone looking for a doctor? I would say stalk the living crap out of them online. So the first thing that I did was look to see if the doctor had an Instagram, and then I would go and look in their tagged photos and all that, look at the procedures and see if the belly button was the way that I wanted it and see what their scars were like. The second thing that I did was I went to their website and I looked in their gallery to see all the before and afters and if I liked their work. And then I looked at, if I found somebody I liked, I looked at their reviews on different doctors' websites, on Yelp, everywhere you could find reviews. Look to see if there's any bad reviews. That's something you definitely want to know. What lifting restrictions will you have? I'm pretty sure you can't lift anything for 6 weeks, especially in the beginning, but I'm not 100% sure. I just know that there's definitely no lifting for 6 weeks. Does insurance cover any of it? So no, insurance does not cover. This is out of pocket. I have to pay for it myself. I think sometimes they can say that it's medically necessary depending on how bad or how severe it is. Mine is not severe to the point that it's affecting my daily life. I don't have rashes or anything like that. I don't have pain or back problems or anything like that from the loose skin, because although I have loose skin, I don't have the same amount of loose skin as I would have had from like losing 200 or 300 pounds. So my insurance would not cover it. Are you scared or nervous? So I am absolutely terrified, to be honest, although obviously I'm acting like everything's fine. I'm terrified, and the only thing that I'm terrified of is not waking up from anesthesia, because I have 2 kids and I'm a single mom, and that absolutely terrifies me, the fact that I could leave them without a parent. But you know, I know that that's a normal thing to be scared of. I think because I'm so scared of that, I haven't had time to really think about the pain or recovering from the surgery. I had a C-section, which was a really excruciating recovery. People said that it's similar to that. I'm just crossing my fingers and hoping for the best. Everybody who has had a tummy tuck, when they first come out of it, say, why did I do this? Why did I do this? This pain is just not worth it. And then as soon as they're past the pain, they are like, I'm so glad I did that, and I'm so glad that I pushed through that and made the decision to do it, because every person I have talked to so far has said that it has been one of the best decisions they've ever made in their entire life. It has completely changed their confidence, and changing your confidence changes so much about your life. And so I know it might be really bad, but I know that the pain is only going to last for so long, and then I'm going to be through it. So I'm excited. What are you looking forward to the most? What I'm looking forward to the most is not having my stomach hang the way that it hangs, and not wanting to break down and cry every single time I take my clothes off for a bath or a shower. Like, not wanting to break down because of the way that it looks and the way that it makes me feel, and the reminder of getting myself to 230 pounds. Like, I'm so looking forward to just moving on past my time of obesity. Like, I want to just move on and leave it as far back in the past as humanly possible. Do they also help with arms? They do an arm surgery. I forgot what it's called. And although I'm really like uncomfortable with the skin that hangs on my arms here, I do know that with toning and time, it will get better. And also, the scar from an arm surgery is right here to right here, and I feel like this scar might be worse for me than that amount of skin. So yes, they do offer the surgery, but I am not going to do it. How much does it cost? Can you finance? So my surgeon is $15,000 for the tummy tuck, the muscle repair, the implants, and the lift. So all of that together is $15,000, and I do believe most places finance with care credit. Will you still be able to get abs? As far as I know, yes. From what I have been told, it's just building the muscle, so you should be able to continue to build the muscles, though I'm not 100% sure on that. Is it required to wear a waist trainer after? So I'm not sure that they call it a waist trainer, but you do have to wear compression. Maybe that's called a waist trainer, I don't know, but it's not the same. It doesn't clip like that. So there is stuff that has to be worn for compression after your surgery, yes. Why did you turn down the other doctors? So the first doctor was kind of like a bait and switch. I traveled from Florida to California, and once I got there, I was super excited about that doctor and his work. And once I got there, the practice told me that he is not going to be performing my surgery. It would be someone else, as he is leaving and there's not enough time for him to do it. And I was super upset about the bait and switch, and so I decided not to do it. And I didn't know who their new doctor was, but I was so upset about the fact that it was kind of not told to me before I flew to California. So because of that, I just decided I'm not gonna go with them. The second doctor, they require you to stay overnight for 5 days during all the surgeries and everything. They wanna like look after you and make sure you're okay. And you're not allowed to have anybody with you, and you're not allowed to have your kids or anything like that. And I've never really been away from my kids that long, and so I didn't wanna commit to being away and by myself. I'm not a person who likes to be by myself, especially since I've been with my kids every day since they were born. I felt like it was going to be too traumatic having to leave them and be gone for at least 5 days. So I just decided that that wasn't a good fit for me, although I really loved her work. And then the reason why I turned down the third doctor was because they wanted to charge $30,000, and I just thought that that was way too steep. Biggest fear. My biggest fear is not waking up from anesthesia. So I'll have to just get past that. How big will the scar be? Will it be noticeable? So it's hip bone to hip bone, and they said that they're going to be doing mine below my C-section scar. So really, 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 really low. Will it be noticeable? Yes, of course it's going to be noticeable, but like with my C-section scar, which I had 8 years ago, I know it's had plenty of time to heal, you can't even see it. And so I'm hoping that this is going to be a similar situation where, yeah, you're going to be able to see it at first, but through time, you're not going to be able to see it. And so I'll just wait for that. Either way, it's better than having the hanging skin. You can't see the scar through clothing. You can see the skin through clothing. Do they always make a new belly button? Yes, they have to, because they're removing that part of your skin. So they are gonna basically pull the belly button through, and so yes, you're gonna have a new belly button, which is why it's so important to find a surgeon who really cares and focuses about belly buttons, because some of them look super wonky, especially if you go to like a cheap surgeon. And I know that my surgeons that I've gone to have said that the surgery is 90% perfecting the belly button, and so that's really important to me. Abdominal repair as well, yes, they are going to be sewing my muscles back together. My doctor said that's pretty standard with any tummy tuck. What exactly are they going to do? Okay, so let me see if I can demonstrate this. So they're going to be taking basically this and cutting, and all of this is going to be removed, and they're going to be sewing from here to here. Because this is all unnecessary and not needed, they're just going to remove this and sew this to this. So the only stretch marks I will have left are these right here, which you can't even see that well in this lighting, but this is all I'm gonna have left, and they are gonna be down here. So basic tummy tuck or 360, I'm getting a basic. What do you look forward to the most after surgery? Again, just being able to be comfortable in my own skin and not just feel constantly like somehow, some way, having the loose skin can make you still feel fat. And so I don't feel fat when I'm wearing tight compression clothes. I don't feel fat when, during certain times, but like unclothed or wearing loose pants or whatever, I still feel fat. And so I'm excited to not feel fat and not be on this journey where I'm constantly trying to lose weight even though I'm already at a good weight. And so just, again, moving past obesity and leaving it way behind. Scariest risk, from what I found out from my doctor, basically infection. When does the scar start to fade? I think it's different for everybody. It also depends on how you treat it. Maybe a year or two, it will start to get better. How did you decide on your doctor? Again, I just really vetted these people out. I went and asked for recommendations from friends. I asked for recommendations on Instagram. I got a lot of really good ones from Instagram, and I really checked these people out, but nobody really connected with me the way that I wanted them to connect. So that's when I posted on my Facebook, and one of my girlfriends said that her friend used this specific doctor and this was their results. And so ultimately that is the one that I chose, that I could check all their work on their Instagram. I really wanted them to have an Instagram. That way I could check their tag section and check out the people who use them. That was something that was really important to me, which is why I first asked on Instagram, but it turned into this whole thing and it was a nightmare. How long do they say it will be before you can work out again? I think it's at least 6 weeks. So that's what I'm going for. I think I forgot to ask my followers about boob questions, but I'm going to be getting 350 cc's. And the only reason I am getting boob job anyways is not because I'm trying to have some big porn star boobs, but because after losing 90 pounds, they are super wrinkled. They are super crepey. They're deflated balloons, and I have literally nothing. I'm completely flat chested, but just with flaps of skin underneath on both sides. And so I just want to have boobs. I just don't want to have this weird situation. I look like I have a deformity. It looks weird. My ribs stick out farther than my boobs, and it's just I don't know. My boobs were a 38 double D before, and so to deflate from a 38 double D to completely flat chested, yeah, at least little flaps of skin, and that little flaps of skin needs to be filled because I cannot. It's one of the things that makes me extremely self-conscious. I'm 100% aware of breast implant illness and all of that. Trust me, I know all about it. My followers made sure to let me know and send me all of the articles. I'm fully aware. Of course, if I have to get them taken out at some point down the road, I understand that may be a possibility. For now, this is what I'm doing. This is what works for me. And so, yeah, I was a little bummed that I have to get a lift, but they're going to be able to do the lift around my nipples instead of an anchored lift. So an anchored lift is when they cut here and then up. And so I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to do the donut lift, he called it, which is right around the nipple. So the scar will be around the nipple, which I think is okay because there's already a little natural line there anyways. So yeah, 350 cc's and a lift and a tummy tuck and muscle repair, and that's what I'm getting. I hope this helped you guys. Let me know if you have any more questions. I will try to answer them. Obviously, you guys can get me on Instagram. That's where I spend most of my time, at My Adventure Fit. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. Thank you for following my journey and supporting me. I'm so excited. Obviously, please send all your prayers and everything like that for a good, smooth surgery. And that's all for this video.